Finally finished another sketchbook. I usually never finish sketchbooks. I have 15 and I sketch one, jump to another, jump to another. But I finally finished this one. This one I started from the back and I did a sample of it starting from the back. Now I'm going to start from the front. These are all 2024s. I started them this year. This one here is a cross hashing exercise. Basically, all I'm doing here is trying new drawing techniques for this year. And I love cross hashing. When you continue doing it, when you continue going over and over it, it kind of creates a nice gradation, but it still leaves those beautiful pencil marks that I love. I mean, basically, this is something really awesome that I'm playing around with right now. This one is another one that I did. I did this one at the bookstore and from a live setup. All this is from live setups. I'm not using photographs for anything. But this is an unusual pear. It's got all these bumps in it, and man, it makes it so unique. It gives it so much character. I was practicing kind of a more of a smooth finish on this one, getting it a little bit more, refined. But it didn't take long to draw. That's the thing. It looks like it took more time than what it actually did. I love playing around with kind of blending, and at the same time you can see textures, which is really fantastic. Uh, this one here, it's a simple sketch of some oranges that they gave me at work. They're tiny little oranges, and I wish I had one in front of me right now. I showed it in another video that I went live on Instagram, which I recorded upside down. I mean, or sideways. It was such a mess. Uh, this one here, man, I was practicing with another style, of cross hatching with ballpoint pens. These are my zebra pens. Zebra pens are fantastic pens. I don't know if you guys have ever tried them, but they're worth buying. I just love the way they work. They give some nice clean lines. This paper is kind of porous. It kind of helps give kind of a gradation to it when you want to do it, but it also gives nice lines. This this is a drawing that a friend did. She wanted to try the sketch pad, so I said, "Hey, go ahead and knock yourself out," and she did a very nice drawing here. This is another sketch from live, also from one of my tubes of paint, and just playing around, like I said, and I love trying different textures. I tried different things in this one, and I mean, it's nice. This is for 2024 also. Here, I drew this one at the bookstore also. I love drawing apples. I've done so many apples, especially studies that I did, and they're in this book that I did for some commission paintings that I got commissioned to do of fruit. And the fruit that I did, this is one of the apples that well, not one of the apples, but one of them was about an apple, and basically this is what I did here. Here I'm playing again with different textures and stuff, and this is fantastic. I mean, basically, it started out as a simple crosshatch, and I just continued with it, trying different things, and man, look at how nice it works. Now, this one I did with a pen that I bought on Amazon. It's a very elegant pen. It's a silver pen and it's beautiful. I don't even know what the name of them are because they didn't put a name on the pen, but I love it, and I love how elegant it looks. I've showed it in another video, and right now I'm at the studio, but I'm away from the stuff that for most of the pens and everything else. Otherwise, I would show it. And this is another apple. This was done also at the bookstore at Barnes and Nobles. Again, playing around with cross hashing and doing nice marks. Now over here, the one that I did in pen, the challenge with pen is that you cannot erase. So man, you need to really study what you are drawing, because once you put the mark, that is it. This is pencil, so once in a while I'll be honest, I do erase when I see that something is wrong, and I tend not to worry so much as I do when I do the ink studies, either with a fountain pen or a ballpoint pen. Those I pay more attention to. But this one, I love the textures. I mean, how nice it works. This pencils, they're mechanical pencils that I bought in Amazon. They're made out of metal. They have a beautiful weight on them, and they're fantastic. I mean, it's a set. It comes with erasers and everything else. It is fantastic, and refills. This here, okay, now we're going into one of the apples where I was trying to play with values. I wanted to get the values really, really intense, and I started going over the values that were already there, and I started adding a little bit more of darkness, basically around this area right here. But man, I mean, it is fantastic. I mean, sketching from life, it is one of the most awesome things that I love to do. And it's really fantastic. I mean, you get to study the subject almost like when you do plein air painting. I mean, you're painting from life. You what is there is there. It's not like the photograph correcting and adding different shadows and altering what's there. This is from life. You are drawing and sketching what is truly there. This is an ornament that I had in the living room. And I decided to sketch it one day while I was watching TV. So basically, that's uh, just a quick sketch, nothing out of the ordinary. But I like it. It came out pretty cool. This is another study with pen and studying textures and how to get gradation into it. It is really nice. I mean, I don't know how many of you guys do sketches from life, but man, it is so cool, especially sketching fruit. It's fruit is so unique, and this one has a unique way of looking. Basically, if you without this top part here, sometimes it can look like a ornament, like a Christmas ornament. But once you add this top of the right here, it becomes exactly what it's supposed to be, a pomegranate. It's really nice. And I played around trying to get the highlights and everything just with cross hashing, less pressure, more pressure. This paper is awesome for creating gradation with a ballpoint pen. I did a sketchbook tour on one of the other ones that I finished, and that one, the paper's slick. It doesn't allow you to do gradation. Everything has to be line across. This one actually it's a porous paper that allows for gradation, especially with a ballpoint pen. It is so cool. The same one in a different angle, or was it this? Maybe it was a different one. This one was drawn at the Barnes and Nobles also, and while I was drinking my coffee there, I love to go there for cold brew. No, this type I tried infusion, I think it was called. Uh, Man, it comes out foamy, and man, that coffee is strong. It was really good. And again, playing around, with cross hashing. This one I kept going and kept going, smooth, without too much pressure in this area here, and just accumulating until I reached that beautiful darkness to give that beautiful contrast. And I was really, really pleased on the end effect. And this one here, I drew this one also at the bookstore. And this one is playing around with also cross hatching and a little bit of by putting less pressure, creating a little bit of tonal value. But this one I started erasing with the kneaded eraser in one of my electric erasers. And man, it started creating such nice texture. And I need to go back and correct this because you still see the background. I had to add a little bit to the pear. Like I said, with pencil, you can do this. Now, if I were doing ink, I would have been, basically not being able to correct anything. But here I erased this area here after I noticed that I had the shape of the pear wrong. And I still need to remove that there. I didn't notice it until now that I'm recording. But man, I love the pencil work, basically how all those nice, beautiful textures. It just blows me away. This one is another study of a pear in a different way, also using the eraser here. For this one, I used one of the erasers that I bought in Amazon. It's not an electric one, but it's pencil form, or it looks like a pen, but it's an eraser. This is beautiful. I love the effects right here. It's so nice. It's really cool. I mean, basically to draw from life and just start drawing and see where your drawing takes you. I mean, no matter what I think in my head, it always takes me in whatever direction it goes, and I let it happen. Basically, I don't want to try to take the drawing into one direction. I want the drawing to go into the direction that it's going into. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to pay attention to what I'm drawing. Don't get me wrong. I'm still following what's in front of me, but I let the textures and the form and whatever technique take place and go whichever way it wants to go. This is another one that I did for 2024. If I'm not mistaken, no, this is my second one for 2024. This is the second drawing that I actually did for this year, and again, I was practicing to see how far I could go with blending on this paper and creating a nice effect that would show a drawing that took longer than it actually that looks like it took longer than it actually did. And I was really pleased with this one. And like I said, I drew this one also at Barnes and Noble while I was drinking my cold brew coffee and enjoying the company of other people, which is nice. Every time you draw, somebody approaches you to see what you're doing, and it's really awesome. I mean, at first it kind of annoyed me because they're taking your time and while you're drawing. Oh man, I'm enjoying it now. You get to know, you get to talk to people and knowing a little bit about their thoughts, and they actually tell you what they think of what you're doing. This one here is another pair drawn also from life, and like I said, all of this are from life. And I think I did this one at the studio. This one was actually a studio piece, playing around with different techniques again. And this one, it almost looks like I used the eraser. I was trying to make it look like the other ones where the eraser was used, but I didn't use the eraser. It was just leaving areas and going in with a pencil around areas and leaving those shapes there. And I love it. I love how it turned out. I love the contrast in this one also, even though, like I said, it was a quick sketch. Most of these ones are quick sketches. This is an ornament that I have at home, and I was sitting here one day watching TV, and I saw this thing, and I said, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna draw that ornament," and that's what I did. I did a quick sketch of it, and I'm very pleased with the way it turned out. I really like it. At first, I didn't know what to expect, and it turned out nice. I was really pleased with it. Another study. This was a study that I did on for a commission painting. I actually got commissioned to do this one from one of the clients. One of my collectors showed it to one of his co-workers, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, I want one of your paintings. Can you paint one for me?" Sure enough, he wanted this particular type of fruit, so I did. I went ahead and painted this for him, and I love the way this shape, kind of, it was standing just in this area here, and then it went across. This is floating in the air here, and that is nice. It reminded me of a rock in one of my paintings that is just sitting from a little piece in the bottom, just like this is. And man, it is amazing how it's that rock is still standing. It's been there for years, and if you look at it, you don't even understand how it's still there. But this reminded me of that, the way it was standing just in this section here. Usually I have to put something to hold some of the apples up. This one I didn't have to do anything. It just held it up so beautiful. This is another one also that I did. Well, this was my first one. Let me make sure before I say that. No, this was this. I made a mistake. This was the second one for 2024, and the first one is the one that's going to be next. But this one I was really pleased with, and I did this one at the bookstore also while I was, enjoying some magazines before I started sketching. I went in and got myself inspired by looking at beautiful magazines, especially the Art of the West magazine, guys. Art of the West, is it Art of the West? I think it is. It's got an artist that I admire and love. His name is Alfredo Rodriguez, and man, his work on that magazine is mind blowing, man. He is a realist artist, but at the same time, you can tell it's a painting because he leaves some texture that you can see, but some of the other areas are so realistic. I love his work, and I met him in person. He's a very, very, very nice guy. So got expired and started this drawing there, and start. Man, I love the way I capture the form in here. I mean, I don't want to brag, but sometimes you're just so pleased with what turns out. Now, this would be my very first. No, this is my last 2023. The other one I showed you was the first one. So this is the first drawing that I ever did for 2024 this year. This was my last for 2023. That ended my year with this sketch right here. And this one I did at Barnes and Nobles too. And man, I was so pleased when I finished it. And as a matter of fact, several people complimented it. Like I said, people approach you and start talking to you. And I had a lot of people tell me this looks so fantastic. So it made me feel good. I mean, it's always good to get compliments from people. This were my last ones, like the previous one and this one here, that were my last ones that I did in 2023. And this one, I was really pleased with this one also. It turned out so nice. And this was also done from life. This one was done in the studio. I painted this one, did this, drew this one, sketched it in the studio, not painted it. This one was another one that I did in December, the last days of December for 2023. And man, I love this one. When I finished this one, I mean, I drew this one also. This sketch was done at the bookstore, and I got so many compliments from it. It was unbelievable. I mean, people. It's amazing how people actually capture you drawing, and they actually want to approach you. They're not shy, and they start talking to you. And now I can talk to them while I'm still drawing. I don't have to stop. I got used to it, so it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't lose any time. I can continue drawing while I'm talking to them. And I started doing a sky in this one, and man, it got dark on me, so I had to stop. This is a plein air. I actually drew it on location. It was done from a medium here in close to the house, a few blocks from the house. And a friend of mine told me I'm going to get arrested one day doing that because I'm in a medium, sketching. Who cares? It's a piece of ground that separates the two streets. Nobody's going to tell you anything. It's got beautiful trees. There's two mediums here where I live that I've sketched at, three of them, because of the trees. The trees being so fantastic. And this one caught my attention right away. This was for a commission painting, and I actually wanted to capture this pepper. And I went a little bit overboard on it because it was a study. I was trying to capture how the poblano pepper actually looks. And man, these things are hard to sketch. I mean, peppers are just hard to sketch in general. They're almost one shade of green. There's no variation, and it's just one shade of green with highlights, and the highlights are usually almost white. So you have to really balance those values to be able to capture it. And this turned out to be a painting, like I said, for a client. Anaheim peppers, I was playing around with them. Just a rough sketch, as you can see. It was done really roughly. This is another apple that I did, playing around with textures again. And this one was done at the bookstore also. And this area here of the apple is so hard to capture and make believable. For some reason, it looks so simple and it becomes a challenge most of the time. I was really pleased with how this one turned out. It actually looks like what it should be. I was at Red Rock and I started doing a line drawing of this, and like I said, I stopped. I don't know why. It's just stayed the way it is there. When I was in high school, our instructor. That's the only formal art class that I ever took, fine art class, and that was in high school. And it was actually a commercial art class. They taught us how to sign paint and a whole bunch of other stuff. But he had us doing line drawings. I mean, nothing but lines. He did not want us to put no shading, nothing. Just capture the thing with a line work and fast. And that's what I was doing here. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I hadn't done it for a while. So I said, let's try it. Again, studying Anaheim pepper. This was actually for a commission painting. I've done so many paintings of Anaheim peppers. One I still have in my gallery. I did for myself, alla prima, and I never sold. I still have. Most of the others were commissions, and that the beauty about a commission is that you get paid as soon as you finish, and it's gone. I was at the coffee shop one time, and I just did a little line drawing of that, simple. Alla prima. I mean, I'm not alla prima. Plein air. I actually did this for an actual painting. This was also a commission painting, and this was done on location. And I was sketching my cat, and he moved, so I just gave up on it. I went to a pet store, and I started sketching the fishes there. And man, they are challenging to capture because they keep moving. But fishes, I learned, they can stay in one area floating, and they don't go anywhere. They just stay there, and that is nice. I mean, man, when that happens, you can sketch fast and capture them, and that's what I did in this one. I was really pleased with this one, how it ended up. Once you capture how they look in the form, then it doesn't matter if they're moving. The textures are going to be the same, so most of the light stays the same unless they start turning, and you can continue just sketching them. This was a study for an apple that I did for a commission painting that I did. I did several commission paintings of apples for different clients. This was one of them. This one actually got painted. This was 2023 here. Sketched the bottom of liquid that I had. That's the same plein air area that I showed you a while ago. This was a little bit more tight. This is how the actual painting looked, the way the sketch is here. And like I said, this was a plein air that I did for myself for a commission painting. And you're talking about a nice plein air sketch. I actually did a plein air painting, and then I did the painting for the client. Another apple that I did, a study of an apple. This actually ended up painted. There's another apple. This one actually got painted too. Like I said, I did several apples for the commission, for commissions, and I was really studying the form of the apple here and values and everything else, and it really helps when you actually go into the painting. I mean, it is fantastic. This, I was sketching a lemon, and then I had to go to work. I figured I would continue it later, but I never did. This is not a peach. It's some other fruit, and I can't remember the name of it. And every time I see it, I tell myself I'm going to Google it, and I never do. But it's smaller than the peach, but it looks like a peach, and it's a little bit redder. And this turned out to be a painting. I did one for myself and one for the client. This is a peach, and this also ended up being a painting. This was a commission painting and went to the client. Like I said, I do sketches to learn how it looks, to learn the form, try to capture the values so that when I go into the alla prima, which this were all painted from life in one sitting, I know what I'm getting into. Commission paint drawing also. Basically, I was studying the peppers because I had two paintings of peppers that I did, three paintings. Once was for jalapenos, and then the serrano peppers. The painting that I ended up doing is a little bit different than the sketch here, but same peppers. This is the actual painting. This is a jalapeno painting, and that jalapeno painting turned out to be exactly like this. And then I did another jalapeno painting that only has one jalapeno in it. Playing around with line art, like I said. Some more line art work. This was a weird looking Serrano, and I sketched it for that reason. It was unique. I mean, basically, it had a weird shape, and I used some cross hashing to get it done. Playing around with a pear, I wanted to keep it really simple, but capture it and make it look like a pear. Look at that beautiful texture, you know, that the pencil left. Like I said, if you continue adding a crosshash and not putting too much pressure, you start getting a little bit of blending because all the lines start getting together and they start forming uh, a little bit of a blend. Another playing around again with textures and making it look like a pear. This were studies again for paintings. I actually did plein air, so a la prima of this basically. Here, a mango, also for the study of a commission painting that I did. For some reason, after I did one, the people requested others, especially people that were recommended by the collectors that bought the actual paintings. Playing around with an onion. I painted this onion several times. So I painted several for myself, and then I did two commissions of the onion for two separate clients. Playing around with little toy that was at the house. Probably somebody might recognize him. It might be popular. I don't know. I found it in the house. I'm going to go back and do wildlife. When I was in high school, I did nothing but wildlife, and man, turkeys were so awesome. They sold fast. As soon as you painted them, they were gone. And I wondered if I could, draw a turkey still, and this was my attempt at it. And I might this year for sure do a painting of turkeys, but those take a lot of planning. You have to do some thumbnails, place the turkeys correctly, find a background that is going to work with them. Usually when you find pictures of a turkey, they're not going to be in a good setting. You have to move them to another setting. When you do that, you got to make sure the light that setting had is going to be the same the light that you are going to put, wherever you bring them into. So it's just a challenge, but I am going to take that challenge this year and see if I can get a nice walleye painting. This is an apple that I got painted also. It was a commission and it looked just like this. Uh, this drawing, this sketch just helped. It was so awesome. After this, man, when I did that a la prima, it was smooth sailing with it. Sketching lemons. Pen, like I said, pen is unforgiving. So when you sketch with pen, you better get it right the first time because you can't erase. Again, the same onion that I showed a while ago. Sketches for a commission. No, this is for a seascape that I was doing. I did several sketches of it. It's supposed to be a seascape here. This is a road, that goes around. It continues way out here. All this is ocean here, rock walls, and a beautiful sky. This lizard is part of our house, and I decided to sketch it. I brought it into the studio, and I did a nice sketch of it. I drank too many Stella Artois one night, and I had to take some Tums, and then I figured, hey, I can't sleep, so might as well sketch this thing here. So it turned out pretty not perfect, but fairly good. Ink sketches again of pears. Remember I told you I had several commissions for pears. I was at the coffee shop and I figured, hey, I had them sitting next to the coffee cup, so I sketched them. I always choose the weirdest shaped fruit. When I go to the store, people think I'm crazy because I stand them and I start looking at them. I choose the one with the weirdest shape, and as you can tell right here, they make them unique. Otherwise, they're boring. And like I said, this are ink. They're done with my Zebra pen, and man, it is a challenge because, like I said, you cannot erase what you put down. And I noticed some things that were not 100% good, but I could not touch them anymore. I had already put that in the lines. So I was at work, and I decided to drink a Dr. Pepper. I don't drink sodas that much. That day, I don't know, I was craving a Dr. Pepper, so I sketched it. I sketched it at work during my lunch hour. Plein air. I never finished it because it started getting dark. I had to get the hell out of there. You got to remember when you're sketching in plein air, whatever time it took you to get down to where you're sketching is going to take you to get out. And if you wait too long and you get caught when the sun goes down, you are going to be in trouble because you're not going to be able to see anything. It gets dark down there, especially with the canyon walls. If you're down like where I live in Arizona, oh, it's going to be dark. You're not going to be able to see anything. This is a commission sketch that I did. I did a watercolor years back, and somebody commissioned a spring painting. I figured I would use this one now and paint it in oil instead of watercolor. Turned out nice. They added flowers, which I didn't have here, and that's the only difference that I added for the actual plein air. I mean, for the actual commission painting. This one is the seascape again that I showed you a while ago. I went to the pet store, like I said, and I sketched some of this goldfish there. And let's see. Like I said, this year I'm for sure gonna do some turkeys. Those are little studies that I did. Peppers that for the commission painting. Like I said, this sketch pad started from the back, and this is the back. This is where I started. I didn't start from the front like usual, like most people do in the front. This, as a matter of fact, is the last page and the first page that I sketched in the sketch pad. This flower I got from a friend's garden, and I took it to Barnes & Noble with me, and while I was drinking my coffee, I was doing the sketch. Like I said, very first sketch for this sketch pad, and that's where everything starts. And as a matter of fact, this would be the ending. So that is the entire sketch pad for 23 and 2024. This is my complete sketch pad there. Now I started a new one. Who knows, I might get to finish another one. Like I said, I've never really finished sketch pads in the past because I always sketched on one, then I went to another, then I didn't touch that one in years. Then I was using others, then I would buy another sketch pad, sketch on that sketch pad. Well, now I'm gonna try to finish them. Right now, the one that I'm working on is half full, also like this one was, and I'm going to try to finish it in the next month or so. Maybe in February. By the end of February, I might be done with it. I'm gonna try to add. I don't know what I'm gonna sketch on that one. I might go out and do plein air. I don't know yet. But thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. And like I said, this sketch pad, I don't even know where it came from. I think this was a gift. Somebody gave me this sketch pad, and I don't remember who did. Because like I said, it's been a while. I started this at the beginning of 2023, so somebody gave it to me. I might have been a gift for my birthday. Maybe some people give me sketch pads for my birthday. Someone told me that this is one that was sold at one time at Walmart. Now, one of my followers on Instagram gave me another sketch pad that also is sold at Walmart, but that other sketch pad is better than this one. The one he gave me, man, it is fantastic. That's one that I told you that the paper's so slick that you can really create gradation with your ballpoint pens. But the paper is, man, accepts those lines so sharp and beautiful. And I have a full sketch pad on that one. And if you go to my gallery, you will see it. You will see the tour that I did on that one. Well, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, especially for whoever stayed till the end. I thank you because that is awesome. That means you are an art lover and you really enjoy watching, artwork. And I do that all the time. I will watch a sketch book tour from a good artist till the end. And I've done it so many times on YouTube, and I will watch it again and watch it again just to see their technique and see what they've done. So anybody that stayed till the end, I thank you so much. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time.